Hey y'all, it's Brandon with Voodoo Forge, and I'm going to talk to you today about the Doyle Anvil, available from Harbor Freight. Now this is a small 66 pound, 65 pound, something like that, beginner size anvil. So let's take a look at it. Now I'm going to dress the face of the anvil just a little bit before using it. I've seen some people, and when they're dressing an anvil, they will chamfer every edge all the way around, and I'm not going to do that because I like some nice squared off edges when I'm forging. So I'm probably going to leave the right side of the anvil with the nameplate alone and put a slight chamfer on the rest of it. I can always take more material off later if I need to. I'm going to clean this rust inhibitor gunk off and look at the face of it real good for the first time. I'm not going to dress anything on the horn because I don't think it needs it. Okay. Now this is interesting. Ooh, is that a crack? No, that's not a crack. Word around the campfire is some of these may have plug welds that were used to fix casting imperfections. I don't see any sign of it on this one. So hopefully that is not an issue. She's all set up. Now I just need to start forging on her. Well, here's the deal. Got done with my anvil stand, got it filled up with sand, and I've got a bunch of small little projects that I've got to work on. It's production work. So it's just little stuff, so I'm going to work on that using this little anvil and see how it does. I'm still hoping I don't have to attach it to the anvil stand because ideally I want to be able to have this as a portable anvil, and I don't want to have to fool with that. If I have to bolt it down, I got to bolt it down. But anyway, let's see how she does. Few hooks in, this is what I've learned. I did not round the edge that I rounded enough, so I'm gonna have to bring a flap disc back over here. Well, I put a couple of hours in on the little Doyle anvil, made 75, 80 hooks, straightened up some Dutch oven lid lifters that needed it, a couple of door pulls, some triangle ringers. Yeah, I didn't forge Excalibur or anything, but I have a better idea about this anvil now, so let's talk about it. Well, I forged on her for a couple of 3 hours yesterday and straightened some things out on it cold today, and I don't have a lot of complaints. I mean, it's a 66 pound anvil, so it doesn't have the repound of a larger anvil. You know, it's just not as nice to work on, but for an anvil its size, it's great. And then you add in, you know, it's 150 bucks out the door. It's spectacular. Two complaints that I would have about it, and they're not. This is being ridiculously petty, actually. I didn't radius it enough when I started. So I had to come back and re-radius it, you know, put a little more curve on the edge. But that's fine. That's what I want to do. So that's not really a complaint. That's not a complaint. The only complaint, closest thing I can come up with a complaint, is when I was doing some stuff, I set some of this paint got to burning and stinking. It's easy enough to fix, just with a flap disc, take the paint off all the way around. So, no solid complaints. Word around the campfire is that some of these have had casting flaws and might have plug welds in the face of the anvil. I couldn't find any plug welds, and there's no dents in this anvil. I mean, there's some discoloration, you know, scratches from forging up. There's no dents. This entire thing is good to go. The horn is in really good shape. I gotta get this paint off of it though. But the horn is in really good shape. I like the double bick. I've never used an anvil like this, and I like that. Did not use the Pritchell hole, but see no reason why it wouldn't work. The Hardy, I actually do have a hot cut somewhere that I threw in there, and yeah, I mean, it's a square hole. It worked like a square hole. Did fine. But especially for what this is, it's going to be great. And for my purposes, for letting students learn on, it's 66 pounds, so easy to move. Take it off the stand, dump the sand in a bucket, take the bucket, the stand, and the anvil, throw them in the truck. Students can use them on a good anvil. I have no complaints. Here is the face of the anvil. You can see some discoloration where I forged on it, but there's no dents. There's a couple of little look like dents on the horn, but I think that is from whoever ground this in China. I think this anvil is worth it. Yes, 100%. This is a value at its price point. If you're just getting into blacksmithing, or you need an extra anvil for something, you're already, you know, you've got a good shop anvil, but you need another anvil for students, or you'd like an anvil in another part of the shop or something. This is ideal. And the reason why I recommend this to beginning blacksmiths is it's way better than the cast iron anvil. Way immeasurably. It's the difference between a Yugo and, I don't know, an F-150. People like those. So it's just, there's a huge difference between the quality and value of this and the cast iron anvils. This seems to have the quality of a lifetime tool. The only downside is it's small. But if you're starting blacksmithing, or you're a hobby blacksmith, or you just want an anvil in your shop, that really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. If you want to upgrade later. But you may never have to. Now, the only caveat I have there, I didn't do any heavy work on it. You know, I didn't hit anything over 3/8 of an inch on here. I did make a little crooked awl out of some tool steel, but I didn't put anything big on here. So, you know, I don't know. If you think you're going to get this and you're constantly forging stuff out of, you know, 1-inch round stock or something, you might want to invest in a larger anvil. But overall, I give it a thumb up. So, alright, well, I hope y'all got something out of this, and y'all behave yourselves. I want to take a second here at the end of the video. There are several people out there who are going to leave a comment about how they do not need this little anvil because they have a pristine 700-pound hay button anvil in their shop that they use. And that's great, man. Thank you for letting us all know that in the comment. This video is not for you, but thank you for letting us all know what a magnificent tool you are. I mean, what a magnificent tool you own.